Good afternoon, students. Today we will see the new chapter tissue and tissue system. This is we call as a plant anatomy. The chapter we can read about them, how the fundamental tissue system formed and vascular tissue system formed. Everything we can read that. Meristematic tissue and paramental tissue. There are two tissues are there. A tissue is a group of cells that are kill alike in the origin, structure of the function. The structure of the tissue is called histology. A plant is made up of different types of tissues. There are two types, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue, the term meristem is coined by the C. Nagali in 1858. The meristematic cells are isotematic and they may be oval, spherical or polygonal in shape. They have generally dense cytoplasm with a prominent nucleus. Generally, the vacuoles in them are either small or absent. The cell's wall is thin and elastic. So, see the classification of the meristematic. So, this is the apical meristematic. So, it is sharp, it is very point. Intracellular meristematic, the median, middle, and lateral is the under the meristematic bin. So, it is the base of the how it will be classified: position and origin and function and division. The based on these four things only the classification is done. Okay. So, see that classification of meristem. So, I already told position and origin and function of the plane of division. So, apical meristematic is a position, intracellular meristematic and lateral meristematic. So, origin, primary meristem, secondary. There are two types only. And function is, what other function is there? Proterm and procambium and ground meristem. Mass meristem and rib meristem or file meristem, plate meristem. Okay, so theory of the meristem, organization and function. So many anatomists illustrate the root and shoot apical meristem and the basic of the number and arrangement according to the purpose of the following theories. So shoot apical meristem, we can see that apical cell theory. It was proposed by the Hofemus and supported the Nagali. So it is very important one word question. So underline the word 1859. See the shoot and apical meristem. So that is a how it is that it is look like a finger like that, the thumb finger like that is apical cell and last perimeter. So or otherwise primordium we call it as, and dermatogen and beriplam and phloem and histogen. Okay, so this is the theory of D. Okay, apical cell theory and histogen theory, shoot, tunica, carpus. There are three based on theory will be formed in the shoot. Okay, so the apical first we go for the apical cell theory. The apical cell theory growth and development is the important one. Bryophytes and some pteridophytes and algae we can use for this. So next histogen theory, it is done by or proposed by Hanstein and supported by the Staberback, and the shoot apex is three distinct zones are there. One is dermatogen, periplum and phloem. Dermatogen means outermost layer, it is a given epidermis. Periplum means it is a middle layer, it gives the rise to cortex. Phloem means it is the innermost layer, it gives the rise to stele. Okay, so there is a middle, outer and innermost, that's all only, but name only different. Okay, dermatogen, it is a skin, we can refer the word is skin. Okay, and tunica carpus theory, it is proposed by the Schmidt. Two zones of tissues are found in the apical meristem. The tunica, it is a peripheral zone of the shoot apex, the form epidermis. The corpus, it is the inner zone of the shoot apical that forms the cortex and stele of shoot. Okay, the root apical meristem present the opposite to the shoot apicus. The root contain root cap of their apical, and the apical meristem is present below the root cap. The different theories are proposed by in this theory of the organization. What are they means? Apical cell theory, histogen cell theory. Okay, so the same only Hanstein and supported the Stabenberg also supported. So at the Hofer theory, the same only repeated in the space. Then so I can move to the skip intent and move in this. Hofer theory is proposed by the scoop. There are two zones only, corpus zone and capas zone. Okay, it's a body, it is a cap. The shoot apection, here it is also two division is the T and Y division here. T and straight, copper is characterized by T division and straight, so otherwise we call it as a Y division also. Next, quotient center concept. Quotient center concept proposed by glues to explain root apical activity. This center of located between the root cap and differential cell of the roots. So, region of the cell in the root meristem is called quotient center. What do you mean quotient center? They will ask in 2 mark, 3 mark. So, ready for that. Site of the hormone synthesis. So, here only hormone synthesis. Why is hormone? Hormone only it will be growth. So, the for formation of the growth, it will be very important. Okay. Next, permanent tissue. It's a normal, large life it is having. It's a apical meristem only. It is also classified into simple and complex. Simple means parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. 9th itself we have studied in this. What is a parenchyma? What is collenchyma? Okay, it is a one type of cell only. There are three types. So first we go for the parenchyma. Para means beside. Engine means to power. This also you read in 9th standard itself. Parenchyma is generally present in all organ of the plant. It forms the ground tissue in a plant. Parenchyma is a living tissue and made up of a thin wall. So the cell wall is made up of cellulose. Parenchyma cells may be oval shaped and polyhedral and cylindrical, and the cell may be though irregular, elongated and armed. See that under the diagram is blue color. It's intercellular space. Parenchyma is space cells only. Okay, so it is a prominent intercellular space. It is a very very important. Why it is there means because it is a water and air. Every substance is a material like, so it is a colorless only, but it is very helpful for the plant to rigid the plant body. Okay, so it is an important one. So water is also maintained through parenchyma cells. Next, occasionally parenchyma cells which store what we store resin, tannins, crystal or calcium carbonate, calcium oxalate. You see every very important calcium, tannins, resin, crystal and calcium, isoblasts. This everything we can add in that in different set. Next, to go for the types of parenchyma. See that parenchyma here also intercells. Starch grains also here present in that. So in the based on the parenchyma spaces, intercellular space, acrenchyma, storage parenchyma. There are two. Okay. So next see the parenchyma. So acrenchyma and storage parenchyma and collenchyma, prosenchyma. How that parenchyma is there? Okay. So this is the important one, that the parenchyma cells with a chlorophyll function for the photosynthesis. Here parenchyma cell become elongated and pointed, provide the mechanical cell. Parenchyma means it is a aeration, helpful for the aeration. Okay, it is helpful for the aeration. It is an intercellular space only. Storage parenchyma is store all the materials. Where it is stored? It is a root or a tuberous or stem tuberous. Okay, this is all only. Next to collenchyma. Colla means glue, infusion. Collenchyma is a simple living mechanism. Collenchyma generally occurs in the hypodermis of dicot stem. Okay, two dicot stem. It is absent in the roots and also occur in the petioles and pedicles. So it is elongated from the up in the parenchyma cross section. So it is unevenly thickened, more hemicellulose. So it provides the mechanism of elasticity to the growing part of the plant. Collenchyma consists of narrow cell. It has only a few smaller chloroplasts only noted. Okay. So types of collenchyma: angular collenchyma, lanceolate collenchyma, lamellar collenchyma. Okay. What is that? Angular, lanceolate and lamellar collenchyma. So it is the example is hypodermis and tatura. So in 10th standard you done practical, no, tatura. That same plant, it is a angular collenchyma. Lanceolate collenchyma means hypodermis of epimia. So it is a irregular arrangement. So in the lamellar means arrangement, it's a layerly arranged in means that is a lamellar. Okay, va? So this is the important one. Next is sclerenchyma. Sclera means hard. So this is based on that protoplasm, based on dead cells only it will be arranged. It is a secondary growth. It's very very helpful. It's a narrow. It's a very thick, and there are two types only. Scleroids fibers. Scleroids means stone cells. Okay. The based on the dead cells only, usually scleroids is there. The cell wall is very thick and the lumen is very much reduced. So it is a texture to the seed coats, and the scleroids are classified in the following types: branch with stone cells, and macrosclerites, astrosclerites and astrosclerites and trichloroclerites. Okay. Branchiochleres are stone cell means isotomatic sclerites with the hard cell wall. It is found from the park. Okay, park, pattai, with cortex and endotherm. This and all present in that. In elongated rod shaped cell found in the outer seed of the leguminous plant. It is very helpful. Okay, Pisum sativum. Okay, so it is a rod shaped of the astrosclerites, otherwise we call it as a bone cell. Asteo means bone. So it is a dilated occur in the leaves and seed cell. Example seed coat of Pisum and Hacka. Astroclerites means it's a very arm diverging, they occur in the petioles layer. Okay, trichloride means hair like thin wall sclerites, numerous. Okay, many number of the small crystals are budded. So aerial of the root of the monas. Most probably it is a aerial system only. Okay. Next, the fiber are very much elongated scleromal cell with pointed tips. They have a elongated with a narrow lumen. They have a simple pits that provide the mechanical strength for the every plant. Okay, so then only we call this is a supporting plant, and fibers are, there are 5 types. We can see from the next class for how many types of fibers. Okay, 5 types of fibers we can see in the next class. Thank you.